Don't let the Democrat media machine, not for 1 second, have you believe that just because the House came up short in impeaching Mayorkas, that we're not on a winning roll here, because we are. The country is waking up. They're demanding real change, and they're looking away from Washington and toward the guy who had us going in the right direction just 4 years ago.
She's doing her job. I'll give Laura Ingraham that. She's supposed to take this absolute turd burger that was handed to her by the Republican Congress and pretend, oh no, it's very tasty. Trust me, I'm really enjoying this. I don't want to gag at all. They failed, and not just on the border bill. And look, in the immediate term, that may not seem like a failure. After all, they wanted to kill it. But will they want that in the long term? Will the responsibility not be pinned on them for doing nothing at this border that they say is so chaotic? But of course, she's providing cover for their failure to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas, something that she and the rest of Fox and the rest of the right-wing media sphere have been pushing for a long time. They utterly failed in buffoonish fashion to do that. Now, you could just acknowledge that. You know, a rational person could do that. You could still push for those goals in the long term, but she's not a rational person who's analyzing the news and responding to it. She's a pundit, okay? She's a propagandist, and that is the role that she's playing here. Now, despite the fact that they haven't accomplished anything, they have nothing to run on. Here is her explaining how they're winning every day.
Of course it was gonna fail. We tried to warn them. Americans are not stupid, even if they think we are. We beat the powerful Chamber of Commerce. We beat the corporate media. We beat the pro-amnesty crowd, and of course, the old establishment. Not bad. And if they try to resurrect this corpse, we're gonna beat them again. Also, this episode demonstrated that the dinosaur media is losing power and influence. That's a very good thing.
Yeah, we beat all the Chamber of Commerce, blah, blah, the establishment, the Border Patrol Union, we beat them, screw them, they suck. Why the hell would they be a part of this process? We beat all the right wingers in the media who just last year were saying, we need to pass a bill, we have to pass a bill. Look, these are the gymnastics, mental and rhetorical, that you have to twist yourself into when what your party does, what your movement is, can be changed entirely, turned on a dime by a message from Donald Trump. That's what it is. And look, this is not the first time that we've seen this. I know a lot of people, it's so hard to remember the early days of the pandemic, but I was following it every day. In the early weeks of the pandemic, even once the lockdown started, Fox News was advocating for us to beat this thing. Tucker Carlson was telling people to socially distance, to wear masks. It wasn't until it was made clear by Donald Trump that he was not gonna take this seriously that they decided, oh, wait, we're not gonna try to beat this thing? We're not gonna use this as like a thing that we can fearmonger over to stay in power. And so they turned on a dime, and that's what they're doing here. And it's her job, I suppose, to come out and pretend that this is somehow good for regular Republicans. And look, again, as I've always said, I'm not even implying that the bill needed to be passed or the bill was awesome. Just that it was definitely awesome from their point of view. It was what they have been asking for, not just for months, not just since last year, but literally for decades. And they set fire to it, not because their priorities have truly changed, except that their priorities have to be whatever Donald Trump says they can be in the moment. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.